Hey guys, it's Brittany Cromwell, and I am making this video to teach you guys all about how I train my new distributors and what my system is so that way I can stay organized and how I just get successful results from my newbies and how I'm able to just have a system so that way I can mass enroll and make sure I'm not leaving anybody behind, ignoring anybody, and everyone gets the same equal treatment. And like I'm just helping a lot of people all at once. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that because some of you may just be like, I just need to know how to try and train one. And so I'm just going to teach you my system as simple as possible. So make sure you have a pen and paper because I'm going to write some things down. I'm going to ask you guys to write some things down because you're going to want to. Okay, so the first thing that I do whenever I get somebody signed up is I send them a congrats, how do you feel? And so that way they just express how they feel to me. And if they're nervous, I can let them know everyone's nervous, calm their nerves a little bit, and just relate to them. And then right away, what I like to do, I know in our training we have this as step 2, but I like to figure out what color they are right away. So just like everything else I've ever taught you guys, I use word board. And so I have a folder in my word board that's called newbies. So I go to my newbie word board and I have everything from 1 through 10, and then I have extras after that. And basically, how I train my new person, I do it the same for the next person and the next person after that. And so I just have a system. So that way it's really easy. I'm not overwhelmed, like, oh, where did that person leave off? Did they do this? Did they do that? So it's really, really easy. I also save them in my contacts right away. I put them as DT and then their first and last name. If you want to write down notes about your distributor once you do your coaching call with them, like if you just want to remember their kids' names or try to just write something down so you don't forget it, I like to do that in the notes section of the contacts. So you can do that as well. You can go down to here and you can put, you hit their edit under their contact. Okay, hold on. So you go to the contact and then you hit edit in iPhone. And if you scroll down to the bottom, there's notes right there. And you can add like their birthday, you can add any addresses. So you can add things in there if you want to stay really organized that way. But as soon as they sign up, I do get them to do the color test. So that way I can just save their pictures, like the screenshots, in my phone. That's just something I personally do. You don't have to do that because once you go to our training in the dream catchers, you know, everything step by step, they do that there. But I like to just get an answer from them directly. So I do that first. And then I always say, like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like that? It sounds like you. And they tell me, yes, exactly, which is pretty funny. And then number 2 says, all right, so here's the invite to our team page. This has all the good training info and support. Just hit request to join and let me know when it's sent so I can go accept you. And so then I have the link to the team page, which you can do as well. And I have that as a saved message. So I just click it, paste, and go. And so they let me know whenever they sent it. And so I like saying things in my messages. Let me know when you're done. Let me know when you finish that. Let me know as soon as you complete it. So that way I can get a text back from them. And that's my reminder to go to the next step. And so the next thing I do is I say, awesome, I'm going to add you to the chats. They're in the page. So now I'm going to add them to the chats. I personally have a newbie chat. I can enroll 10 plus DTs a month. And so I like to put them all in a chat where we can share tips. We can boom our LCs out. Like if we sign an LC, I get them to say boom LC, and then I'll message them personally and be like, dude, you just signed your second customer. That's awesome. You know, can you share a tip in the newbie chat how you did it? And so that way my newbies are sharing tips with other newbies, which is really awesome. So I add them in my newbie chat, and every time they're welcomed, they're added to the newbie chat, I message them personally. I say, you know, I want you to share a picture in there and introduce who you are. And so they do that. And so everyone welcomes them. And it's really awesome that all my newbies are starting to get to know each other. They make friends, and some people still work together to this day. And so the second chat that I add them to is our Stay Connected and Updated chat, where we only post the trainings and important team videos. So I tell them that. And so I add them to both right away. So that way I know I don't have to do it later. So that's what I say. I say, I'm so excited. I'm adding you into 2 chats now, the Stay Connected and Updated chat, where we're only going to post trainings and important team videos. And my newbie chat, this is with all the recent people I've signed this week. The idea is to share tips and tricks on what's working. And once you sign your 6 customers, you move on to the next level. So that's something I personally do. I have a newbie chat, and then I have my personally enrolled chat, which is the Brits Boss Babes chat. That's just so I can look at everybody I've personally enrolled. I can go down the group list. I can see like, okay, I have 20 people people in here that I personally enrolled. And some days I'll just go in there and make sure I connect with every person I personally enrolled, because I want to keep that connection, see what's going on in their business, and just let them know I'm here for them. And yellows really appreciate that. And I genuinely want to do that for my team. So that's important too, to stay connected. That's a big thing, especially if you are red or green or blue. Like yellows need that compassionate friend thing. And so be that person, because you know you want to be that deep down. So just, you know, you got to think about what does my team need from me? And sometimes it's just that connection. Okay. So I'll go ahead and move them into that newbie chat. And so once they sign their 6 LCs, I shout them out in the newbie chat, take them out and put them in my Brits Boss Babes chat, my personally enrolled chat. And then, yeah, the newbies then see that person left. And so these newbies are now like, oh, dang, like I want to get out of this chat too. What's on the other side, kind of thing. And so number one after that is I go ahead and say, great, I want you to know that everything that's going on, staying plugged in and connected is key. So number one, go turn on the notifications in the team page. And two, follow Katie in my YouTube accounts and turn these notifications on. She's my enroller and we run the dream catchers together. This is where we upload team trainings. Then I have my YouTube channel link, hers YouTube channel link. So they turn on notifications, they follow our channel so that way they can see the team trainings uploaded. And this also, I feel like then they know where the YouTube is and they go watch videos on their own if they're a rock star. And then I say number three, announcements in the team page tab at the top is where special things are going to be pinned. Just try to keep up with the team page, check it daily. Let me know when you're done with that. And so then they say they're done with that. And so the next thing I do is say, yes, let's get the ball rolling and get you making some money. So what I want you to do is go to the Dreamcatchers page and start at unit number 1. And then I tell them, starting at unit number 1, you are going to do day 1 today. And then you're going to do day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, all the way up until day 10 for the remainder of the time. And we're going to work together and we're going to do this together. And I just let them know, like, I want them to come to me for every single thing. And I really want them to ask me questions. And this is where I just kind of voice text. And I'm like, I want you to tell me everything. The more questions you ask, the better. The more you fill me in, the better. And as we go through day 1 together, I want you to message me all the convos, because I want to see your first 5 to 10 conversations and help you through them. So that way, you know you're saying the right things moving forward, and I can correct anything and give you all my advice so we can make you into this enrolling machine like you want to be. And so that is when they go through day 1. And so in day 1, it tells them, like, you know, tag your enroller when you're done and things like that. So that way you can stay on top of that and be aware, like if your downline tags you, then that means they're trying to tell you that they're done. So just look at those posts and you can kind of see that. So day 1, let's go ahead and just go over day 1. Day 1 has the welcome post. It has the color personality post. It has Katie's 3-minute welcome video. It has our current promotions that talk about the current promotions in the comments, where it shows the income level chart. They can start thinking about what income they want to make. It also talks about some other things like the free product credit they can earn and any other promotions that are going on at that time. And then it's going to give them the post of the day. And so this is where I actually go to my newbies page sometimes the minute I sign them, and I click on following and then I hit see first. So that way I can start seeing their posts first in my timeline. And sometimes I'll do that on their Instagram too for a little bit and turn on the notifications there. So that way when they post, I can comment for them and I can support them that way. And so I turn on my notifications for that and I see them first on my Facebook timeline. And so you just do that. You go to their profile, hit following, and then see first. If it's not like that, just click around under their profile picture and you'll find it. So they're going to do their posts of the day. And that is their first post that says, you know, the TFX one that says, take 1 tablet, next 90 days, lose 30 pounds. Would you do it? And so they are immediately going to start getting comments. So the old trainings that we did, it was learn everything. And then tomorrow we're going to start slowly. This time it's we're throwing you in. And because of this, I have been signing new people off of TikTok and Instagram that are signing up and signing 8 customers in like 2 days. Like this is the best training that we have ever put together. And so me and Katie and some of the other diamonds worked really hard on this. I typed up everything. So if you ever feel like, you know what, Brittany, I wish there was this here for my team. I wish this was added in there because they keep asking me about this and they're unclear about this. I want you to message me directly. I don't care what rank you are. Let me know because I would love your input. So that way we can really make this the best team. Did you hear I said that? The best team in It Works history. Okay. We're going top 10, y'all. Like we'll be number one day. No doubt about it. So then it's my video that talks about how we get paid, how we run the business, and how to do host to post. So that's about 30 minutes long, okay? And then I give you the host to post scripts. So you may have to help your new person add these things into WordBoard, figure out how to do that. If they have Android, then use the other app, teach them how to do that. And then we get them messaging from their post. So this is the first day that you need to be really attentive to them. How are you doing with your messaging? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you sign your customer. You need to find this way of encouraging them without being pushy. And there's a girl I signed up last night. She's working today and she's sick. And so I'm not up her ass trying to get her to work because I'm respecting her time. I'm knowing that, you know, she's going to come to me when she's ready. And if she doesn't, then I guess she didn't want this. Oh, well, I'm going to go get my fast starts and cabs. But you know what? You know, because you could sign those customers yourself and move them and enroll through her website. You know, I'm going to go get my cabs no matter what. Like if you sign somebody and they do not work, I'm going to earn that for myself somehow. And so that's what you got to think up here too, because you worked really hard to get that DT. So you deserve that money. So you do what you got to do to get that. And so, you know, they're messaging, you're paying attention to them, helping them that way. But you got to understand you can't be pushy. And so instead of like trying to message them again because you just want to get them up and rolling and kicking butt, you need to go and you need to go enroll somebody else. Okay. So steps to success. This is the last thing of the day that they physically have to do. And so if you haven't read the steps to success, you guys, they're right here, okay? So go in there. It's under day 1. You need to understand that they're working towards getting 6 customers and 3 DTs. And so that should be your game plan with them. 6 customers, 3 DTs. And so over these days, we're going to teach you how to post about the products, and then they're going to learn how to post about their success, which is going to help them post about how to sign DTs. And then there's a unit after this that says how to sign DTs, and it helps them chart for Ruby. So all of this is there. So if you're like, what do I do? You go through the units and observe what they're learning and help them through it based on what you know. And you're not going to know everything. You may not be the best leader right away, but how do you become the best leader? You do it, you screw up, you learn, and you do it again, you screw up again, and you become better. And I'm still learning to this day. So you are worthy of leading a team. Don't ever feel like you're not. You're watching this video right now, which probably means you signed somebody. So you should be very proud of that because you're so much further ahead than somebody who just started, okay? And you are, doesn't matter what rank you're at, you have something special inside of you, and that's why God put you in this business. And so you have so many things that you can teach other people already, even if it's day 7 for you, okay? There's somebody else that's going to look up to you because you know more than them. So just remember that what you have to say is important and never feel like they know it already. And why would it matter if you say it coming from you when Brittany and Katie and Ashley can say, no, like you are just as important, okay? So start showing up like a leader and do the things when it's scary, because that's how you're going to become really good. It's thinking you could just do it, you know? Stop comparing yourself to someone else and how they said it and take notes and try to say exactly how they said it. Like you just be you and know that what you're saying is right because you've done it. And that's all that matters, okay? And then, so that's basically the tough part, is because the second part of the steps to success is who do you know that loves coffee? Who do you know that loves tea? Who do you know that da-da-da-da-da? So all the scripts are in here, like you guys see, all the scripts are in here to how to reach out to people that they put down on their steps, because it says think of 5 people. Well, you have them write down the names of those 5 people. They're supposed to fill out this second thing right here on paper. So ask them, did you fill out this? I want you to write down 5 names for each, and let's start messaging these people based on what we have right here, okay? So that's going to be the difficult part. Sometimes that may roll over into day 2, and that's okay. You don't want to make them seem like they have to do everything that day. You want to try to, and tell them you're doing your best, but don't stress yourself out. This is supposed to be fun. It's a lot the first couple days, but it's because I know you can do it and I believe in you. And so first day is usually really stressful. It tells them right here where to sign customers, because usually, since these people have been doing these trainings like this, our brand new training this week, since we got it up, people are just signing customers day one. And so this right here will teach them how to sign their customers. It shows in the comments a video how they can make a shopping list link and send that to them. And so day two, this is important, y'all. Day two is the rise and shine. It's time for you to set up your first video call with the person who enrolled you. And so this is where they're going to message you day two, and they're going to say, I'm ready for my video and my one-on-one with you. And so this is really scary for you, especially when it's your first time, but I'm going to make it easy for you. They've learned everything already. Take the pressure off of you and just focus on that 20-minute call, getting to know them, figuring out their goals, and then telling them what's next. So getting to know them, figuring out their goals, and telling them what's next. And so what I do is I get on a video call on Zoom. I get them to download Zoom then. We video call, and it's 20 minutes. If you make it longer than 30, I don't think they're going to want to talk to you. They're going to be like, whoa, this is so much. I'm just kidding. But try to make it short. The shorter and simpler you make this, the better. And so I get down and I'm like, I just love doing these calls. I do them with everybody because I want to get to know you better, and I want to make sure we're on the same page, and I want to help you succeed. So I know we know each other from Instagram, but tell me about you. Tell me about why you want this again, and just maybe something that I don't know about you yet. I just want to hear your story. And so that's when they spend the 5 minutes telling you everything. And then the second question I ask them is, how much do you want to make? And so I may have asked them that already, but because of the videos that they saw, they may have changed their mind. And so they're going to tell you what they want to make. And sometimes I write that down, because if I realize, hey, they're not doing anything month two, I'll remind them, didn't you tell me last month that you wanted to make $1,000? You know? So that's what I'll do. And then I'll be like, awesome. So this is what we're going to do. And then I tell them what's next. So I really just spend that time talking to them, getting to know them, telling them a little bit about me, letting them know I'm excited for them and that we're going to move forward. And then I always end with, in the middle, I'm usually like, tell me any questions you have from everything you've learned already. And so sometimes this is really where the main focus of the call should be, but maybe they're really yellow and they just want to connect with you. Or maybe they're super blue and they just want to have a good time talking to you, okay? So this is the time where I feel like you should spend most of the time, just because it's easier to just knock these balls out of the way that are just like in the way of them moving forward. So I'll just be like, what questions do you have from everything you learned? That's really the main purpose of the call, but really getting to know them is very, very, very important. And so I tell them, all right, we're going to get off of here. This is the game plan. I tell them what bonus they're up for. I say, you're up for a $15,000 bonus for Diamond or whatever it is at the time. And I say, do you want to do that? And so I kind of just go over the 6 LCs, what they're supposed to do right now, continue in the units. I don't tell them, you're going to be posting daily. You're going to, no, I just tell them, you're going to be going for Ruby this month, because everything else is already there. They're going to read it. They're going to ask you the questions. Just worry about giving them the game plan at this point. And so I tell them, you got your questions answered? Cool. So here's the plan. We're going to go Ruby because you said you wanted $500 a month. We're going to do that this month. And so I tell them, we're going to do that this month. I'm setting the pace for them. I'm not letting them set the pace for themselves. I'm telling them what they're going to do. So I'm casting that vision for them before they even see it for themselves. And so I say, we have the whole thing lined up. We're going to get you Ruby, and then we're going to get you Emerald next month. And then the month after that, we're going to go Diamond and earn your $15,000 bonus. And I say, how's that sound? They say, good. And I make it seem so easy, you guys. I just basically put my confidence in them that I'm going to show them what to do. They trust me. They know me. They like me. And so that's really important, is to just be charismatic, be you, be friendly, and be excited, and have a smile on your face the whole time. Let them know you care about them. And so what I was telling one of my friends today too is I'm like, dude, look at how many people are just going. Like, they're just going Ruby because they just want to get to Diamond. And so instead of saying we're going to go Diamond, I'm like, you're doing this month, this month, and that next month. And so I'm like, why are we not doing this when there aren't bonuses, when there aren't promotions, and we just treat it like they have to get there? And so what I love to do is, if somebody is running for the $15,000 bonus or trying to get to Diamond, or they say that's what they want, they say they need $2,000 a month, sometimes I'll send them the video that I just made, and it was called cabs. It was no, it wasn't called cabs. It was why you need to get to diamond right now. And so that's on my YouTube channel. It's probably the video before this because I'm wearing the same shirt, so I'm probably gonna upload it next to each other. And so I'll send that to them. It explains why you got to get to diamond because you start making cabs. If you haven't seen that yourself, please go watch it because it's gonna blow your mind how much money you can make. So they do post too. They're going to learn things to know. They're going to watch Katie's organization video. They're going to learn how to turn off their tax thing in eSuite. They're going to download the apps. And so this is all in day 2. And then at the end of day 2, they have more host to post scripts that they can save into their word board. And then there's the task of the day, which is getting a certain amount of host to post up. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then day 3 is post of the day. Product video. This is where Lonnie talks about being a product of the product and why you should set up an auto shipment. Day 3 tells them to follow Pam, Mark, Mike, Cami, all of that. And then day 3 is also when they start the checklist. So day 3 may be where you want to check in and be like, hey, we have a checklist. How are you doing with that? And see how they're transitioning into that. And so then there's also when you sign your first customer, which by that time they probably usually do if they're following it in a timely manner, the units. So I help them with their first post. Right there, it says post this. And then, of course, if you have them on follow first, you can see that they posted. You comment on them. When they sign their first customer, what we do is we go to the shout out page or the post in the announcements. There's usually a shout out post up there. You shout them out in the comments, you shout them out in the chat, and I tell them, hey, go in the newbie chat and say boom LC, and I want you to share a tip on how you did it. And so that's when I start doing that thing. And basically I make it the most exciting thing ever because it really is. There's nothing like signing your first customer. So recognition is very important. You have to recognize your team, and people love that, and keeping that excitement alive is really important. So I'll go back to them and say, dude, look what you just did. Like, let's do that 5 more times and get your free product credit. And because they're running after their free product credit, you're going to get your fast starts and your cabs. So it's a win-win. We got the checklist again on day 4, and then we have the posting video with Katie, and that's going to teach them how to post, what to post, when, more things to know section, and then they're also going to do their first power hour there. So I haven't done it yet, but by the time you see this, there will be a video there that's a power hour that teaches them how to do the checklist. So it's going to show them how to do the checklist in an hour. So you may want to write down day 4, check in with them, see if they've done the power hour, see what they thought of it. And so then, and this also tells them power hours are announced in the stay connected and updated chat. Day 5, we have the post of the day. We got the checklist. We have a self-development video, which is awesome. It's awesome. It talks about why putting in the work in the beginning is hard, but it's important because it's going to pay you. And so that's really important because a lot of people usually day 5 is when they start to slow down. So you want to recognize that. You want to recognize when they're not replying as much, when they stop posting, and just go into them and say, I usually say, I realize that things may be really hard right now, but I want to let you know that you're doing an amazing job. And I don't want to see you slow down or give up anytime soon because I see you going far with this. And I just let them know that because they can get in their head sometimes. And so I may even, day 8, day 9, 10, if I notice that then I may send them a self-development video that I really love on YouTube. It also talks about how to get commission qualified. So that way you don't have to stress about teaching them that or waiting until the end of the month and realizing they're at 120 and not at 150. And then you feel like you put the blame on yourself. And, there's so many things that go into leadership that we blame ourselves for. So we're trying to make it easier for you guys. Day 6, post of the day, checklist. So repetitive, you guys. And then we talk about how to share your story. So this is the day where they're going to go ahead and share their story on their Instagram or Facebook. So make sure that day they share their Instagram a story somewhere. And then it shows them how to redeem their free product credit. It seems like day 6 is the day most people earn it. And so that talks about how you can't apply credit to shipping and taxes. It's only to the subtotal. Day 7, post of the day, checklist. And then we have tips on time management with Ashley. So this is good to try and get you to stay focused. You are not wandering around, scrolling. It's teaching them to stay focused. Day 8, post of the day. Look how easy this is, you guys. Checklist, video of the day, messaging 101. It teaches them how to message, what to say, how to build relationships. And then right after that, we have the messaging scripts. So I hope you guys are scrolling through this with me. Okay, I should have said that in the beginning. Day 9, post of the day, checklist. And then this is a post that says we're making it easy for you. So this talks about our team page that we have for our customers. Let it melt. And so they add their customers into there. And the reason why that page is so important is because you get your customers in there that may have just ordered Thermofite X. But as a team, we're posting our results in there as a team. And then they see that I lost weight on the coffee, and then they add that on their auto shipment. So it's awesome to get your customers in there. So that way we can raise volume. And then of course we have the money makeover page, which is Katie's videos for our team in the group that talks about the opportunity. So that way when your newbie has somebody interested in the business, you tell them about money makeover, make sure they get them in there, because your newbie doesn't have an opportunity video. You may not have an opportunity video if you're new. So make sure that you're just trying to get your team members to get as many people in money makeover as possible. It's doing the work for them until they're confident to make their own video. Day 10, post of the day, checklist, and then we have Katie's discipline and follow-up video. So this talks about following up. And then, of course, we talk about weekly bonuses right after that, along with our follow-up scripts. This teaches them that it puts the idea in their head, oh my God, I can start signing distributors and earn 150, 150, 150, and 50s, and all this stuff. And so the follow-up scripts are there too. And then we have a congratulations post at the end. It says, congrats, you've graduated. You're up for your first promotion, which is the 500 Club. So this is very important, leader. I'm speaking to you right now. You get them their 6 LCs, they may be at 250. Okay, BV. They may be at 300 BV. We want them continuing to sign BV. Keep signing customers. You need to remember that. You cannot just get your fast start and ghost them. You have to teach them what's next every time. They go Ruby, okay, day 1 of the next month after they promote, they have an emerald chart out. And not only do they have an emerald chart out, they have a diamond chart out, because we always need to be reaching for that next level. So you need to guide them with that, okay? So what we do is we now do the 500 Club, and the 500 Club is a place that, you know, we post monthly. We shout out people that are in the 500 Club. We make a post, tag their name. Diamonds and above have bracelets that we're going to send out, okay? So that's a first-time gift into the 500 Club. So that's something that you may want to talk to them about, see if they're going to get a bracelet or whatever their gift is for that. So you can make a 500 Club shout out photo when they hit the 500 Club. But this post says, to get in the 500 Club, you need 500 PBV, da 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 da. There are more units below. Follow the next ones in order and keep kicking butt, because after this, it's time to go Ruby and make an extra 500 a month. So right there, it's telling them what's next. So you need to do that too. And so it says, tag your enroller in the comments when you have finished the day 10 unit. And so hopefully they're tagging you there. If not, then check in on them, see if they've finished. But I try to talk to my newbies daily, either in the chat or through comments or through Messenger. It's really important because the first 10 days are crucial. So once they've graduated, like I said, I'd start telling them about 500 Club. This is where I voice text. I'm like, all right, we're getting in the 500 Club now. This is what you got to do. I want you to do it by this day. And like I tell my newbies on my one-on-one, I say, I want you to earn your 6 LCs by the end of this week. I want you to do it in 7 days. And so I'm setting that limit for them so that way we can keep going. And they're doing it. Okay, they're doing it. So sometimes people will make a little photo that says she's up for the 500 Club, so they can post it on their wall. And that way they're making a post that says, I'm up for my first promotion. I'm going to be in the 500 Club. So this is another way for them to start posting about their success to help them start signing DTs and growing a team. And so what you want to do is make sure you imprint in their minds every time they have a win, post about it. Every time you get a win, post about it. Every time they have a fail, you relate to them because you went through your failure, so that way you can help somebody else get through it a little easier than you did. So like anytime when I lost my rank, when I went double and I fell down to diamond, I tell people about that when they lose their rank, so they know Brittany went through it too. Not that it's okay and they're just going to sit there, but I tell them how I went through it and how I overcame it and why it's never going to happen again. So that way they have somebody they can relate to it and look up to, okay? And so the next unit is how to make sample cash. So this teaches them how to make sample cash. I am gonna add something in here, and there may be more things added into the units to help your newbies. So what I went through is just what we have right now, but there may be more. Like I'm gonna go back in there and talk about how they got the credits. Like right now, I don't know if this will be here later, but they get 3 credits to send sample mailers out. And so most people are signing up for 99. They can make $60 like that by sending the sample mailers. So we're going to put that in the units too to teach them how to do that. But you guys, you want to get them to sign their 6 LCs by the end of those 10 days. So that way we can start working on the next level right away. I am here to help my team. I am not here to drag them. If you are a mom, picture dragging your toddler through a store. Do you want to do that? No. I let go of the hand and I start walking away. And that toddler is either going to stay there or they're going to get up and run after you. And so that's what you got to do. You need to keep moving and not trying to force people to work, because even Brittany Cromwell, Presidential Diamond, soon to be ambassador, is going to enroll people who don't care after day 1. And they're going to ghost me and block me and maybe post something rude. Who cares? Because there's people out there that need this. And that's my purpose, is to help them. And so after that sample cash unit, Priscilla talks about that. We have more units that are going to help them develop even more. So it's going to be charting to Ruby. And so it's going to help them take out a Ruby chart, show them how to get there. Katie has our how to get to Ruby video. And then there's a Ruby chart they can download. Then Ashley has her video that says how to get to Ruby in 3 days. And so they're going to watch that. And that's what you want to do, is focus your Rubies on getting to Ruby in 30 days. So you can do that and help them. I usually sometimes move 1 DT under them and then teach them how to get the other 2. I'll sometimes sign customers and give them to them or whatever, or give them a DT so that way they can feel like they're moving on up. And so that does a lot for people. They're like, oh my God, thank you so much. Why'd you do that? And sometimes I'll say, well, I see a lot in you and I believe in you. And I know the last week hasn't been the easiest for you, but I see something in you and I want to give you a DT. And so then I'll go back and forth and be like, I'm only going to give you 1 more if you go out and get one. If that, I know that's somebody that I want to build or help, you know what I mean? So, then unit 13, this may change, you guys, but we have a unit with volume boosting tips and upselling. So you can teach your newbie how to upsell sometimes after they get their 6, okay? And then when they're ready for that, then tell them how to upsell their orders. Don't do that day 1. And then of course we have the Social Media Academy, we have presets, and I'm gonna add my video that talks about why they need to get the diamond in there right away. I'm going to add that in there too. And you guys, we're going to be building these units over time, but I can tell you, if you do the units and you've mastered them, then you can teach your team how to do the units and guide them through it as well. Okay. You are so capable of leading an awesome team. And there's going to be a lot of moments that are testing. There's going to be a lot of people that are slow and you may be like, why is this person so dumb? And you don't get it. But you have to put yourself in their shoes and understand, if it may have been like that to you, it may not be that way for somebody else. Maybe they don't take good pictures. Maybe they don't know what they're doing. And maybe they don't have the experience in life that you had. And so there may be people that outrank you. And then you're like, what did I do? I don't know how they did that. And that's a good thing, okay? So everything you got to look at it as, okay, I have problems, but they're good problems, because fixing problems is going to make you money in this business. So you have to have a solution-oriented mindset. And moving forward, trying to think what else I do. Let me just scroll real quick. I definitely will see a lot of people mess some things up and not do good. And so I always try to come to them with what they did positive first, and then I tell them how to fix it. So if you made a post and it was horrible, I'm going to say, hey, I wanted to come to you. Do you want my advice on, I was hoping I can give you some advice on something, if that's cool with you. And they say yes. And at that point they want to know, like, what is it? What did I do wrong? And I'm like, girl, first of all, I just want to say I'm so proud of you for posting on your own. Like, the fact that you're doing that shows me that you want this and you're a go-getter and you're doing awesome. But the post, I feel like if you would have just done this better, it would have helped you so much more. And I know that when you get this down, you are going to soar. And so I'll do positive, tell them what's wrong, and then I'll try to turn it around and let them know, like, dude, you're doing awesome, because I made those mistakes too, and they need to be told that. So if you are yellow and you're afraid of correcting people because you see them showing up, you're like, I don't want to piss them off. I don't want to say something because it may make them not do it anymore. It's kind of like playing the piano. A piano teacher is not going to tell somebody they're not going to hold their mouth shut if someone's playing the wrong key and the song doesn't sound right. They're going to direct them. It's not what you say, but it's how you say it. And so just remember that in leadership, if you're red, pay attention to what color they are, because how you talk to them and how you communicate is very important. We can even add a color personality unit in here as well. I'll probably do Katie's videos in just a sec. That's really important, because if you're red and you're talking to a yellow and you're like, girl, you're not doing this right. Like, I told you, this is how you have to do it, and make sure you do it right next time. They're going to be upset. And so if you're a blue and you're just like, you're doing awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. Let's get on a Zoom. Like, you're missing the point that you have to tell them what's wrong. And if you're a yellow and you don't want to say anything at all, you're actually doing them a disservice because you're not helping them. And so you got to pay attention to all things. And so really, I can't tell you, hey, this is step after this. This is the chunk, okay? Your leadership may be different from mine. I'm only telling you what works for me, and you're going to find new ways to help your team and connect and everything. But I want to tell you one thing: a team that is our friends and not just business partners lasts the longest. Our team, out of the whole entire company, I haven't seen anybody leave our team that is a major leader, when I see sometimes other leaders leaving major teams. And I truly believe our team has something special, because we are all friends. We as leaders understand that not all of us are going to be the same. And while some people may be catty about that and find their groups, we are willing to love and accept everybody because of what they have to offer. And what you have to offer is different than me. And I love you for that, whether, another person doesn't like it or not. Like, I feel like us as leaders, like, let me put it this way, we accept everybody, and we value all of you guys. And so we just come together and we have the best time. Like, Diamonds and Above, we're talking about like our husbands and just like, R-rated things and like just funny things. We're sharing things. And like, so that's what I recommend you doing as a leader, is trying to create a community within your team, in your team chat. So you can have a team chat on top of, like, don't have too many chats. Okay. And you can always tell your newbie, if mute this, stay connected and updated, and mute this if it gets too much, like for a few hours. And so basically you just want to create this area of welcoming, of fun, of acceptance, of appreciation, and of I need you, and we're going to do this together. I need you, you need me, and we love each other. We're having fun, making money, and doing the damn thing. And so that's what I recommend doing. And I can't tell you how to do that. What I can tell you is just be yourself. Connect with these people on a you level, not always as a businesswoman, and work together. Get to know each other, grow together, and just know that you're kind of in charge of leading the way. And so if you feel like something needs to be said, say it. If you feel like you need to share something, share it. And always share your tips. Always share what you're learning. Add value as a leader. And that's how your team is going to look up to you, is when you're doing double the work that they're doing, okay? Anything else I should talk about? Give me one sec. No, that's it. I teach them the law. I have a law of attraction video I send them to. And I get them to post that but that's in the units. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't like to go to them and be like, hey, what can I help you with? And this is big, and I'll leave it on this, and then we'll end this. I don't like to go to them and say, what can I help you with? Hey, do you have any questions? Because that's just going to annoy people sometimes. Sometimes just going to them and saying, hey, I see where you're at. Dude, you're doing so good with posting. This is our next move. That's leadership, okay? It's not saying, what can I help you with? Okay? It's not. It's saying, I see what's going on because I'm paying attention to your enrollments. I'm paying attention to how you're stepping up, how much you're posting. You're aware of those things. So it's important to see what they're doing in each suite. If they haven't enrolled in more than 7 days, it's time for you to step in and say, hey, you were kicking butt last week, and I noticed that you've slowed down a little bit. And as your friend, I wanted to check in on you and see what are you going, are you doing okay? And sometimes another thing I'll do is when they come to me for advice and they say, listen, this isn't working, this isn't that, this isn't that. I will sometimes say, do you want me to be your friend or do you want me to be your leader? And so based on that, they tell me which one. And then again, I give them positive and then I give them what they need to hear. And so as a leader, you're going to have a lot of people that have a poor mindset. And you're going to have a lot of people that seem like it's draining you. What you have to do is fill your cup somewhere else. And the minute you feel drained from people, you go fill your cup. And then you come back and you help them. And you go back to filling your cup and working your business. And so 90, I would say 80% of your time needs to be spent on working your business, and 20%, I would say probably helping your team, because once you have a system in place, it's easy. Okay. A lot of people say 50-50. I don't believe that. I believe that you need to work your business first and help your team as much as you can around that. But you can't slow down your business to help your team, because you got to keep enrolling. And that's why people get stuck. And then they stop enrolling, they help their team, they realize that they've slowed down a little bit, and then they realize, why am I in a funk? Well, it's because you're focusing on people that don't want this, and you stop doing what you do best. And so the best way to get unstuck is not to read a book, not to read self-development, not to listen to something. It's to get back to enrolling and finding that fire of finding somebody else who really wants this. So there's going to be times where people come to you with negativity, but they're just not on your level yet. You're growing into a giraffe, they're still at a turtle. And so as they grow in this business because they want it, there you go. They're going to see on your level eventually. I was very negative in the beginning too, but I had to be strong and get through it. And so that's what you got to encourage them. Just relate, relate, relate. You've been through it. Tell them how you went through it, what you did to fix it, all of that stuff. And just, you can't motivate people, you guys. You cannot motivate your team. You can help them get through funks, remind them why they're amazing and why they deserve this and what their why is, and tell them not to give up. But you can't keep messaging them when they stop messaging you. You can't. And sometimes I'll say, when you're ready to get serious about this business and really start working to the full potential I know you can come find me. And I put a heart. And I back off and I keep doing my thing, because you can't motivate your team. The only way to do that, per se, is to go and kick ass, work your business, show them why they are silly and I'm sorry, stupid for quitting, because they didn't see that they could have done it. And then because they see you now ranking up, sometimes I have them come back and want to rejoin again. So you guys, inspire people, lead your team, just do what leaders are meant to do, and you do all the work. Do what you did to get to where you are every single day. Bust your butt. It gets a diamond if you're not a diamond yet. You guys, get those cabs. But you guys, for real, signing distributors, take what I just gave you, find your own system, and just pay attention to what's not working and fix it. And you are going to become the most amazing leader one day. You're going to be on stage. You're going to walk the top 150. You're going to be sitting on that white couch. You're going to have people in the audience screaming your name, a team thanking you for changing their life. And that right there is the reason why you do what you do, is because you're changing lives. And in return, we're rewarded all these blessings, all the money, all the experiences, all the trips. And you guys, there's no better business than what you're in right now. There's no better business. There's no better job. Fall in love with getting to know new people. Fall in love with getting to help people, and fall in love with training. And you're never rebuilding, you guys. You're never rebuilding. You're just always building. So fall in love with it, okay? Become the leader you're meant to be and start journaling about it. Start journaling, start manifesting, start talking it into existence, and start praying for it, because if you ask, you shall receive. Okay, you guys? Mwah! Love you. Thanks for listening, and I hope that this helped.